Golly, Gheeee, Whiz. The only motivation I have remaining to help me with any sort of inspiration to keep pursuing my goals and my dreams and my aspirations in such drastically warlike conditions in the world during a pandemic called the coronavirus, in a neighborhood in Seattle where the anarchists live, the activists live, and the politician and the rule of law get enforced verbally, bodily, and dangerously precise, and exactly where a surgeon would open a patient's skull, remove the behaviorally problematic amygdala, sew shut the work, replace the skin, and stitch the skull. People in my neighborhood where I live now, they're partying. They're excited to break, destroy, and have a revolution in their streets where there's equality and there's no limits to what can be bought and sold and swallowed and shoved in an arm with a needle in the vein. People already do what they want and choose what they decide here now in this place called Seattle, Washington. They laugh and cheer. And they say to stay emotionally strong. Everyone will survive together, they say, now. Everyone's just gotta be friends and get along and follow the leader now. And keep paying attention to now. Comedy keeps me sitting up straight, at least informally. And the behavior and the stimulus are what news never talk about. Joe Biden, the head raise and the stare, and the behavioral glare. The news anchor pumping iron on the camera. Reaching the light in the sky, and then looking at the camera. Having fun with his brother in New York, the governor, who's got a muscle car and a face from the 80s and discos and nightclubs, probably. They're well educated, they're all three of them intelligent and smart, and they're like the woman outside the window. Exciting. Handsome and pretty. Manly and suave. Emotionally brilliant. And behaviorally synchronized. Now, when I used to live in Arizona, in Chandler, I'd go to work in Mesa, I'd go hang out in Tempe, I'd go around the valley in Phoenix. In the way I'm talking now, we would have said, you know, are you talking about those aliens people keep seeing out in the middle of the desert? And they'd stare at me, and they'd stare at me, and I'd have to say, bruh, rainbows and cows are very similar to a UFO spaceship beaming down and sucking the beef up there. Sister, ma'am, they just want some cheeseburgers. They want to have a barbecue in outer space, and where else are they gonna find the food? My friends and my homies, they probably look at me and go, you need to get laid, man. You sound really sad, man. You need to go out and shake, dance, and rock and roll, you know. And here in Seattle, the people in the place in this city, they go to Tinder, they go to Facebook, they go to Twitter, put some pictures on Instagram from the date they found on the internet. They get an Uber. They go to Seahawks. They go to Belltown. And they sleep in and they order some Grubhub. And they say, a phrase. Speak words about social community. And see consciousness infinitely. Now. 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 And folks and people, signal a virtue and praise the gentleness from their whispers and their